Hello, everybody. Good evening. How's it go? Excuse me. Get choked up, and I just started. I just rolled in from the beautiful salon today. How are all of you doing? I'm going to put my nails on really quick. I'm going to do four nails for you today. And what I'm going to do is focus on the difference of like the art of shaping, right? Short nails. So I'm going to do a custom shape like an almond. A few of you have been asking me to do that. And I'm going to do square, which is popular too. I'm going to show you application from start to finish, some little tricks and tips, and then I'll tell you a pose like why you should wear a square nail, why you should wear an almond nail, or just recommendations, I should say. Okay, how are all of you doing this evening? Hopefully you're off work, in bed watching me. If you're West Coast, you might still be working. You're watching it later. Okay, so I wanted to have these on, but a lot of you, some of you are new on here, just purchasing your training hand. So this is Sally. I call her Sally. Try to name her something different, but it's Sally sticks with me for some reason. So very different from what I typically do. I typically wear longer nails, like longer nails, but I do enjoy my short nail clients. Today I had really all short nail clients, and that's very rare. I have them all in one day. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So I'm gonna do four in a row. Now I'm going to make sure I'm centered. Okay, let me cut these. So let me do all four of these at once. Just get her ready. So I'm gonna give you a couple tips of how you make a nail look slender. As you could see, the training hand is a very like a bigger hand, especially compared to ours. Um, so I typically like to do almond on her because it makes it not look as bulky. But square is cute too and very popular. So I always cut in a V, then I come in and cut off the tip. The reason why I cut in a V, it's easier to form Sally, but I also do that on a client. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little example right here. Get a little closer. So I'm going to round this off, make sure she's in all the way. Those three clicks are important. Okay, so I went kind of even with her sidewall and shaped it, right? Okay, so come here and shape it. Okay, so on a client, I'm just going to pretend this is my client now, and I haven't shaped her. I just shaped Sally. So that way, she just came to me with like different shaped nails a little, and she wants almond on these two fingers and square on these two fingers. If you look really closely, see how wide her fingers look? So on a person, when I form them, I don't care if they're wearing long, short nails, it really doesn't matter. I always bring in their side as much as I can. So meaning from where the sidewall ends, which sidewall here, right? It starts to come in. So if I leave it like this, and this one I come in, I'm going to show you the difference. So this is a really cool tip to give you. Okay, let's come in. Let me dust it off. Do you see the difference of the width of her nails? This one looks wider, this one looks more narrow, right? It's because I bring in from where her sidewall ends and brings it in. I don't care if she's doing square, almond. I remove all her nail. I leave no nail. It's easier for me to form. Some people leave a little on the tip, and that's okay, but you have to make sure their nails aren't going up, sideways. Just pay attention to that. But the minute you bring in her sides, she's going to have more of a slender nail. Now, if only we couldn't do this to our bodies. That'd be really easy, right? Give herself, make us look like 4 inches taller. Okay, so now look at this one. I haven't prepped her yet, obviously. I'm just giving you this little tip. Okay, so now check her out. See how slender it looks? I'll go back this way so you could see again. Thank you, all you returned friends of Vibe Tribe, and welcome all you new ones. Okay, so check this out. Okay, let's compare them to this. These look whiter than this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that to all of them before I prep her nail. And a lot of times I take my nipper and trim it if I want to, because that's usually how I trim the nail. I don't use a toenail clipper to trim the nail. I only use my toenail clippers to trim my gel. Not even on the toes, I use my nippers. I have for years. It's easier to maneuver, especially if you have clients where their nails have really wicked C curves and not like, or ingrown toenails. You could get them really good with the nippers. Okay. So now we're going to go into prep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously go over prep and stuff. I'm going to kind of, you could rewatch it if you would like. I'm going to kind of flow like if I'm in the salon. So let me get my little arbor bands, and these are some of my favorite arbor bands. I like if they're in a case and they stay really organized. They are already perforated for you. If you want to do it again, you can, but I never season them because they're pretty much seasoned already. Other companies you have to be careful with. I feel like our Young Nails ones are seasoned already too, but I know a lot of people still season them, and that is okay. Better to be safe than sorry. I usually touch it and could tell. Okay. How many of you guys are working overtime right now? You worked all day and you're hanging out with me now. That's the way you get ahead. I posted the other day, no rest for the rad. Seriously, I mean that. Got goals to make. I love it. Okay, so now I always work from my right side to my left. And that's my personal way I like to work. Some people start pointer here, thumb, or thumb and go this way. It doesn't matter. Just copy what you do on the other hand, and you'll get in a rhythm where you're going really fast. Okay. So I'll go ahead and come in here and do baby circles and prep through the nail. Now notice I use all zones. So I know there's a few new of you new on here that really want to go over prep. So if you have zone 1, 2, and 3 on your bit and you have zone 1, 2, and 3 on your nail, you're going to mate your zones if you look at it parallel to those zones. Okay. When you need to come and get your sides, this is going to become 1, this is still going to be 2, and this is 3. This is always going to be 1, 2, and 3. So if this is 1, you're going to connect 1 to 1 and 3 to 3. Okay, so it'll make sense as I go because I have to file after this and I kind of use the same pattern. So baby circles and butt it up as close as you can to the cuticle and then tickle the rest. Now I do work on real people and I will have another real person here soon again. So you'll see exactly what I do in those cases. It's this, but sometimes I have to add depending on the client that I have. I might need to use a few more bits to take more of her cuticle off. And there's many different situations with clients. They're all different. Okay, this is Sally, so I wouldn't do this on a client. I'm just thinning out her tip because her plastic's so thick. But on a person, you wouldn't need to do that because our nails are typically, even if they're a thicker nail, will fit tight up to the free edge of the nail. Okay, so I'm going to wipe towards me. I am going to take off all her little scragglers. Most people don't have this. I've seen people that do where their nails are really damaged. They get like little layers that are wanting to peel up the tip. I would remove them and then just finish the same way when you're done. That way, it's not chopping at it. This is her natural nail. So if you finish, or you could come middle, side to middle, whichever way you prefer. All right, now I'm really ready. Now I'm going to go into swipe to change her pH balance. Now you noticed I just first. This is so important. I never skip that step. It's taking off all most of the debris. And then I'm going to come and do this twice on each nail. So the first time's kind of removing the dust and the second's taking it all the way out. You don't need any more than that. Never go this way side to side because it gets stuck in your sidewalls and you will get hairline lifting. Okay, so I'm going to go over my brush really quick. I do not have a Pro Sculptor here because I very rarely use it, and I have a lot of them. I use it more for it's the silver metal Young Nails one, and other companies have them too, kind of rounded at the tip. So I have a square one, which a lot of people use, and I have the Young Nails one here. I don't think they sell them separate. I think it came in a kit, but most companies, a lot of companies have these, and this is synthetic hair. Okay, this is my favorite brush. It's Master Gel Brush because it comes to a point. See the difference? And it's 100%, let me move this out of the way, 100% Kolinsky hair. Okay, what I like about the point is I could whip it around the cuticles in any way I want and pivot it with my fingers and maneuver it how I want. I could do that with this too, but I typically use it on the corners of it. So that's up to you. I'll probably use this one. I could use them both if you want me to. It's completely up to you, but this is my favorite, but it doesn't mean it has to be yours. This one's much prettier. So depends what you want to work with. Okay. Hold on. I could feel dust under her fingernails. Her form won't stay on. So let me dust underneath. So on our skin, it comes off, but let's say she has sweaty fingers, and you'll come across a few people with that condition. Honestly, I would swipe. I'll show you real quick. Let's pretend she has them. I would swipe on top. I would swipe on the sides and underneath. Top, sides, and underneath. So what that's doing is it's going to kind of change the pH balance. It'll look like they're a little dry, and it'll allow you to put the forms on and get through that hand. Okay, that is a really good tip. It's kind of a weird situation if you're not really sure what, because the forms will not stick. And you'll have to hold her hand. She'll take you a lot longer because you'll have to hold the form at all times. Um, my blue forms, could you hand them to me over there? We are rearranging our room. I'm excited about it. Thank you so much. Okay, what I have. So when I do my forms, this is how I do it. You get many examples from different mentors. I like to come right here, touch my thumb here, here, and go ahead and pinch it even. Okay, typically I pull it off. I always do on a person, but I never do on Sally because Sally, she's stubborn. It's really hard to form all her nails and do them at once, but I'm going to do it right now. So I'm going to come right here. So what I do, let me show you sideways. It has to be straight and parallel with the nail like this. See how it's meeting to the tip right here? It's very important. Let's say there's no nail there. You have to look at the sidewall and make this level with the sidewall. Okay, so what a guide would be one of these lines. So say her sidewall meets like right in between these two. So this is going to be my guide straight. Okay, just a quick tip with that. I'm going to come right here, and this will go pretty smoothly. So I'm going to do an almond, two almonds, and two squares. I could just do an almond and a square. Or I could do three. I'm going to do three because I'm going to show you three different colors. I'll leave the pinky out. I'm going to do one square and two almond. So these are going to be shorter almonds, active length. So I'm going to squeeze it about to bring it out to about the second line, maybe a tad bit further than that. Let's see. Okay, with Sally, notice how she stays really wide here. On a person, it would be more narrow like this. And the reason being is our skin comes in, so it's really easy to get that really tight shape. Sally's challenging because she's rubber and her hand's a little harder to do. When I do a square nail, I still pinch her nail in really, really tight, okay? Because you still want to, let me show you an example really quick. And even old dogs can learn new tricks. You probably know this, but you may have forgot, or maybe you don't. So I'm going to come right here. So let's look down the barrel of the nail, okay? So if it's a traditional 90 shape square, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, that's super popular right now. So it's going to come straight from the sidewall, straight out, and really square, right? And typically, some people make them a little flatter. So see how it looks? It's going to come out a little flatter, and your C curve's not going to be huge. I like to pinch, put my C curve in there, see how tight my free edge is getting, and then I like to bring it in from here, and you get your tight, tight, tight pinch. Does that make sense? So a lot of times you're setting yourself up with the form. You could even see on top how pretty that will look. Okay, now again, Sally, she's white as heck. So you get the gist of it. All right. So protein bond, sometimes I protein before, typically I do, but if I don't do it, I make sure I do it now. I start on the free edge and I go up to the cuticle area. And I'm going to use three different pinks because pink is super popular this time of year. It is for lovers. It's February. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and enjoy. I'm going to go through and do two. Now, this fingernail is a little longer than this fingernail, and I have to make these two the same length. So I did that on purpose, okay? Because that's typical with a client. You can't come out to the same line on every single one and expect for them to all match. It's very rare that happens. Some people have some nails that are shorter nail beds than other ones. Like for instance, like this is my thinner hand here than this one. So a lot of times some people have a nail bed to here, right? My nail bed's to here. So if my nail bed's to here or I broke it to here and the rest of mine are to here, I'm going to go down a bunch more numbers because it has to fit where almost it's broken to make it even with the other. So typically what I do, I'm going to show you one more thing because this is huge too. It's a very quick tip. Instead of guessing, I'll come in right here. I'll pre-pinch it. And let's say this finger is my really short finger here, and this is my finger I need to match. I'll come, take this off. I'll come and measure it. I'll put it all the way to the back and up. This goes 2.5 out. You see the number 2.5? So if my fingernail's this short, it's actually going to come like to about 4. I would make it to 4 so that way you could shorten it a little to match it perfect. And that is an awesome tip to give because a lot of times you end up with it way too short or entirely too long. Okay, today I'm not going to use clear sculptor. I am going to use my concealer on my free edges and all the concealers I'm going to use. So I'm going to use the pot today. Kind of move this over. Let me put this here. Let me kind of go out a little. Okay, so I'm going to use concealer pink in the pot so I could show you how to apply with the pot. And it's also a different color. So it's a softer pink. Whereas concealer in the tube, concealer pink is a little darker and you'll see when I apply it. And I'm going to use concealer blush today. Yay, we're going to get some glitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from the right to the left. So I will start with, do you want me to use the pot in the middle and then the square? Like, what do you guys want to see more? Do you want to see the pot with square or oval? Let me know. Square, oval, square, oval. I'll wait to see. First one. I guess it really doesn't matter. So I'll do square there. So let's start with this. Oval? Okay, then I'll do it oval. So, do you want me to work with one brush? What I'm going to do is I'm going to work with one brush with this and one brush on the oval with this as well. I'll do this brush for square. Okay, because I kind of want you to see everybody has their favorites, and I just want to be sure I cover all of the ones that will. Her nails may fly off. We'll see. See, cover everything that everybody likes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is when I pick up my product, I come in kind of like at a diagonal. So let me show you sideways. I kind of come in like this and come right up. I don't come straight in and stab it and come up. And when you stab it and come up, you have gel on both sides. If you have gel on both sides of your brush, it's going to be really hard to get it around your cuticle and really tight. You want your product to be on one side. Okay, so let's wipe this off. So now let me show you. And plus you're going to get it, try not to get it up here on your brush because it gets really messy, ends up getting on your fingers and you feel like gel's really messy. It can be when you're learning gel, okay? It won't be forever. That's what swipe's for. It'll clean it off pretty good. I'm not saturating this with swipe because it'll dry out my Klinsky brush. I always put my brush back to a point And what I love about this brush is it's pinched as well. Okay, so you're always going to come in, you're going to pick it up and come here, circle it off, and it's just on one side. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, and I'm going to wipe a little off because I got enough for a bigger nail. So I'm going to get my product in front of my brush and I'm going to balance on my pinky. You see how I'm balancing or somewhere you're comfortable. I'm on top of my gel and I'm going to walk it, walk it. And as I walk it, I am pivoting my brush so I could see it connect. I'm going to stop my motion and come back so it stays right there. If you go too fast, sometimes it comes back and you keep going back and forth to get it in that spot. Just 1 second stop and come back down. Okay. So now I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to wipe my brush. Okay. I'm going to go back a tad bit so you can see a little better. Okay. So I'm left with this here. I'm going to make sure it's even with my side right here. Okay, even with my side. I know it is with the other. I just wanted to show you that trick. So make sure when you wipe your brush, it is as clean as you could get it. Okay. If you wipe your brush like this, that's not wiping your brush. When you cure this and try to take off the form, it's not going to come off because all the spot you wipe your brush, you're going to have a thin layer of gel. And I guarantee you, you're going to bust the free edge off. So it has to be wiped pretty well. Now, because it's flat, you'll just come straight down, and straight across. Now, I'm building a nude nail. So when my clients pick a nude nail, it depends what look they want. Typically, they want it all nude. I'll build my extension with the color I'm going to build with. Typically, you see me use clear sculptor. I use that if I'm going to use art or there's somebody who get dimensions a lot. But if this is somebody who wears pretty much nude on a regular basis and I'm going to put a new set on her, I'm going to build it all in nude. It comes out more beautiful like this. So I'm going to flash her really quick. Well, not flash her, but flash set her. I mean, you couldn't see if I was because I'm sitting over here. So funny. Okay, so now that is about, let's see, 10 seconds. So 10 seconds, it sets it, but it's not fully cured, but I could go into my next thing. So on a person, you could get away with doing all of these, right? All your extensions and then go into your base. I typically like to work like that, but what if it's that client that can't sit still? She comes up with her nail all crooked after it cured and you have to fix it, or it's somebody who has a weird shaped nail and you have to hold the form. I would go ahead and let me open my base, go into my base really quick. And I do this for people who have ski slope nails because I want it to, it's very precise where I want my form. Okay. So this is the only way I could achieve that. So I'll come in and she may take me 5 minutes more than another client because I have to hold it and use two products at once. Okay. I extend it all the way over. Now I could use concealer pink base too. But really, clear's not going to show. So whatever you would like to use. I didn't think of that, but I totally could have. So, okay, so let's look at her side. I'm going to come in just a tad bit with my base. I'm going to float it right here. All I'm doing is filling in that little spot. And then now I am going to move this so I don't cure it. And I'm going to flash set her for about, now this base, I'll do it about 10 seconds as well because it'll be enough to where her form will hold on. I'll cure it final in the light. Do I have any questions at all? Okay. So now I'm going to do my next extension. So I'm putting my pink over here. So now I'm going to do concealer pink because I'm using concealer pink on the next one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is come right here, squeeze it on. About the same much I'd pick up, right, with my brush. So I am going to balance on myself here with an open palm. It's too hard to go like this because then you have your hands way up here and you really can't control it. If you could kind of hold her, but balance on your pink or your finger with it open, wherever you're comfortable, okay? Wherever you feel really comfortable. So I'm going to come right here, pivot it over here, pivot it and connect it. Okay, now I'm going to bring it down because I'm doing almond. Oh, my eyes just played tricks on me for a second. That is weird. Probably because I've been looking at nails all day. What better thing to look at? Actually, the finished product's the best to look at. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to wipe my brush. Okay, now I am going to lay it flat here and wipe it up and see how I bring my brush up to the dark part to detail it. Let me wipe this again. Let's come right here and I am going to wipe this up and detail it. I think I want her a little more narrow. So I'm going to come in here and I am going to come in here. She might be want to be a little shorter. So I try to get it as even as I can. I like that. So I'm going to flash set her. So both examples, you basically apply the same. The only difference is I'm going in the pot, picking it up and putting it on. I feel like if you are newer to gel, the tubes are probably easier. So I don't know, because I've also taught people there's just more maneuvers you have to do with the pot, but I think you should learn both because I use them for different reasons. For one, I like the color, just depends the option of different colors. And I get bored of applying my nails the same way every time. I go to pots and then I go to the tube. It all depends on what you're in the mood to use that day. Okay. Do not worry that it's the same thickness everywhere. It pretty much is. It may be a little thinner in a spot. It doesn't matter. All I'm building is my structure on the bottom, not I mean my foundation, not my structure yet. I'm going to do my structure afterwards. It's just like you build your house. You build it on a cement slab and you anchor your house to it. That's what I'm going to anchor my product to on here. Okay, now I'm going to do the next one, and this one is going to be, yay, I'm excited. Concealer blush. I haven't used it in a while. I was like, I'm going to use this today. These here. Okay, I'm going to squeeze right here. Now I put about this much. Ooh, this is so pretty. I really like it. Okay, I'm going to take it off in a little circular motion, and I'm going to use my synthetic square brush. Okay, now what I'm going to do is work my way on top of it, and I'm going to move it one side, do one side over here. I'm going to add a little bit more. I forget glitter's a little more stiff. The cool thing about working with glitter, it is a little stiffer, so it's never going to really run on you unless it's like Vegas and 120 that day, or 114 will make it run too. Okay, so then I'll come here. Now I'll pivot, 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 and see that little corner? I'm still using the corner. Don't try to come in here. You see how it clouds everything? If you come in this way, how do you know where you're connecting it? It's all over her skin and all over her nail. You want to come in the side, watch it connect right there. When you watch it connect, bring it back down and straight. Okay, let's make sure this is connected. I think I need a tad bit more. I'm going to touch right here and bring it up. Okay, so now I'm going to wipe my brush both sides the same way I did with the other. I'm going to come backwards right here. Just make sure it's connected right into that sidewall. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do that to this side as well. Perfect. Now I'm going to check out this nail. And I think I'm going to kind of bring it down a little more and then make it shorter right there. And then right there. Oh, there's nothing like sculpting nails. It's nothing like a tip. It feels so nice naturally. Ooh, her form moved, but hey, that happens with the client. So get it back in place. Hold her there. And I'm gonna have to redo her a tad bit. And there's a little fuzz. Hold on. Pull my fuzz off. And you get multi-talented when you do nails. You could do multiple things with one hand. Open a polish bottle, hold her hand all at the same time. So synthetic, do you notice it's a little more sticky? It's just it's a little different of a flow. Not dissing you guys that like this. There's a reason why there's so many different products made. Everybody likes different stuff, and that's cool. Like I said, this one is pretty. It's all blinged out, so it's kind of fun to use. I'm gonna flash set her 10 seconds. The reason why I move it, it's not curing it faster, it's just not creating heat because what it does is it turns really fast and causes friction. It's not that it heats up and fires up hot like a flame, but it feels like a flame. It feels more like a e-file burn, like a drill burn, right? When it heats up. And it happens very rapid. I'm going to open this a little so you can see what I'm doing. Do I have any questions at all right now? All I'm doing is setting up my platform. And honestly, this is one of the challenging things to learn because the most important thing is connecting it even with your sidewall. Let's say you missed your color. Here, come in here with your base and connect it. It doesn't matter as long as it's connected all the way through. Because if you're missing a corner, what happens is your product's going to divot there or not ever be consistent. Like when you go to file, it won't be straight. Most of you know what I'm talking about if you've done that before. Okay, so now let's flash set this. I got a fuzz in her, but it doesn't even matter. She gets to wear it. I'm going to put concealer on her, some blush, and I'm not even going to charge her extra. You might have a weirdo that says you need to take it out, but I wouldn't even tell them. See right there? I had a client like that before. It's pretty interesting. But hey, you come across everything, everybody. So what I'm going to do is oh, sorry. I got some new colors of these. I don't know why I like cute stuff like this, but thank you, Gemini Cosmetics, for the cute stuff. I always have nice containers and stuff from them. Okay, so let's get rid of our base. Let me see who's on here. Hi, everyone. Hey, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is open this. If you're enjoying this so far, please press the like button. Let me know. You keep me wanting to come back for more. So see my sides, how it looks. It's all connected even. See this? And there's really no, it's just your foundation. There's no structure. You don't want to build it any thicker than that. There's no need because you're going to get it all in here. My tip to you is to push down in the middle where the nail and the product connect. Don't go down here and do it. You will make that mistake because there's no strength in this. This is just your foundation, okay? Here's going to be the strongest point. So disconnect it right here, come down and pull it up. Disconnect it here, disconnect it here, and come up. Get rid of those. And now I'm going to use some of my favorite, actually, it's my favorite right now. My Mihas, it's from Gemini Cosmetics. Gemini Cosmetics gives you 15% off your whole purchase and sometimes so much more things if you put MJ15 and the discount code. If they're having a sale in the comment section, put MJ15. Center? Okay. Well, probably I was off when you told me center. I'm center now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hold on. Now on Sally, it's harder to use this the whole time. I still use it. It's just too hard to get the rubber. It doesn't give, but on a person, you could pull back and get it all the way there. So I'll come in and finish it with this. It's too hard to do it completely. You could do it with a nipper, but you're like nipping so many times, especially for a longer nail, it's not even worth it when you could do one thing and be done with it on the side. This is as sharp as a razor. That looks pretty cool. That's my extension right there. Let me come on my side right here. Boom. So I'm going to come right here. Nip. These are babies. They're so cute. They're actually long because her nail bed's long, right? So she's going to have the illusion of a longer nail bed. That's another thing I want to point out. So already this shape is kind of like a high heel, right? So it makes the fingernails look elongated. Okay. The square has a wicked C curve in it. I'm going to show you it. I mean, it's more wicked on a person. I hate seeing that part. So see the C curve I have in there? Your C curve isn't only sexy, what it does is it's for structure. So bridges that are built like this, you see a pole, maybe a pole here, maybe a pole here, and maybe a pole here. Typically, there's four. There's nothing up here on your highest part because that's your strength because this is holding it. If you see a bridge like this, you see pull, 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 because there's really no bend or structure to make it strong. Nails are the same way. That's why you put that C curve in there. It doesn't only make it look sexy, it makes it very strong. So if you hit it head on, it won't bust. And I usually give an example with a paper, but I don't think my screen's big enough in vertical view, but there are some videos out there that I've done that I've demoed that either when I filmed for Young Nels or even myself on my channel. Okay, so now again, I only use this for that and it remains kind of sticky in there, but I clean them after every use. Okay, so this one we used pink in the pot. Okay, energy pink. And I used my master gel brush. I'm going to kind of put it to the side because I feel like you could see more of my application like this. This kind of has a lot going on. So I'll put it right here. So I'm going to come in, pick up my product. And as soon as I pick up my product, I'm going to anchor her finger down. So I anchor her finger down so I go see where I'm putting it around my cuticle area. Do you see how it's all visible, right? Once I do that, this finger is my left hand's going to bring her flatter as I come down to maneuver it. I'm not going to try to leave it here. It's going to work perfectly for you here. But let me show you sideways what I'm talking about. If I have her finger downward, look at how tight I'm getting it. But once I'm here, I'm going to be digging into my gel. So you're going to have to come parallel with it. So the easiest way is to bring her finger up and then you're parallel. Just as easy as that. Remember, doing nails is angles, balance, pressure. Okay. Come right here, pick up your product. So now I'm picking up a little more product. I'm going to come right here and see how I kind of put it behind the cuticle. Then I push it really close to it's right there to the cuticle. She's anchoring down and I'm doing a circular motion here, a circular motion here, and you're gonna have the most product on your brush here. So you see how I contour her nail? Then I'm gonna bring it down. Let's say you're wanting to set you up for a French later, right? Come like this. See how you're already putting it in that form right there? And get a little bit more. When you reconnect, don't connect here. Come in here and circle it, and then continue your movement as you come down so you can't see where you stopped and started. If you try to start right where you stopped, you're going to have a dip there, and it's going to be really hard to fit it in. You most likely will have to cure it and come back and fill it in after it's cured. Okay, wipe this back and forth. Let's get a little tool. I'm just going to make sure it's straight. I'm going to fine tune this just a little. So I am going to pick up a little more and I'm going to come right here. I'm going to connect it and then I'm going to go up where I want it to stay and I'm going to come out a little further than I want it. See how I come out further and see how it goes right where I want it? Very cool trick. I'll come here, come out further than I want it. And now it's the square that I want. Okay, so I'll come right here. Okay. I'm going to flash that her really quick so she doesn't move. Don't stay in one spot too long. You will burn her with this, okay? The reason why I tell you go perimeter, it's going to stop it from getting white on you and going in her sidewalls. If you're enjoying this, let me know by smashing the like button. Makes me super happy. My goal today is 125 likes. So let's see if we get it. That'll be an awesome gift at the end of the day. Okay, so now that is such a pretty kind of soft, creamy pink, right? I really like this color, really do. Let's see the side. You could even taper this a little too. We'll see what we go with it. I think I'm going to add a tad bit right here just in case we do 90 square. So see how I just go there. And then I'm going to flash cure it really quick. Oh, there I go. Okay. So now, very pretty color. Let's put this to the side. Now we're going to go concealer pink in the tube. So what I do this a little different, okay? So I'm gonna use my same brush, but the next one I'll use the gold brush. Please help me remember to change brushes. Okay, so this is a little bit of a different application. I start right here. I don't start right on it, and I don't go straight up with it. And the reason why I don't go straight up with it is I can't see what I'm doing. See how it kind of clouds your view? Here, you could totally see where you're squeezing it on, okay? So I'm going to squeeze it from here and squeeze it till it meets her cuticle. And then I'm going to keep squeezing, keep squeezing, keep squeezing. I'm going to stop about right here. The reason why I don't bring it out to the free edge is because it'll keep going on you, okay? So I'm going to come right here and see how I put her finger down. I'm going to start right here, circle it around and get a little bit all the way down and bring it down. So I already covered that end. There's also another way you could do it, but this is the fastest way to me. This cut off like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on what size of nails I'm doing, applying it like this. Because I find I don't have to keep adding too much, especially for this length. Now, this is my little, I'm going to wipe off this side. This is my side that I'm right-handed, so I neglect my left side. If you're right-handed, you'll neglect your right side. Okay, so let's come in here. I'm going to wipe off my corner a little. And you could use your orange wood stick for this, or you could also use the spatula slash tool from Gemini. I'll show you that right now. It's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is move this out of the way, flash set her, but you would have your client go under the light. Let's say she's sensitive. I have to do this for like 5 clients. So I'll come here, I'll do this for like 15 to 30 seconds, and then she will go under the light. It eliminates any burning for them. Okay. So there's always a way to do multiple people. Okay. So I am going to come here and see if I need to add to the side. And I actually think it's pretty perfect. I don't need to add it much more. Longer nails you typically do because it tends to dip a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to come in here, wipe my brush and go to the next brush. I burned myself with the curling iron yesterday and it's pretty ugly. I hate when I do something like that to my fingers. Oh, well. Okay, so now I'm going to use this blingy brush with this blingy gel. So I'm going to use concealer peach or not concealer, concealer blush. Okay, makes such a pretty lip gloss. Do not make lip gloss with this. I'm just thinking about the color. I wouldn't recommend. I just recommending one like that color. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, let me show you a different way. So you could come here and you could use this. So I don't have to have a brush. These are designed for that too. But I feel like, and I'm not squeezing now, okay? I'm using what I initially squeezed. Now I'm going to squeeze right here, and then I'm going to stop squeezing and then take that product and come over here to this side. And I do both ways. I just think I would already be done with the other one or finishing it up, and I'm still going with this. So the other way is faster for me, but honestly, everybody's different. It doesn't mean my way's the way. I like to show you different ways, and sometimes I do this. It just depends what my mood is. Okay, so get it all on the side. Okay, I'll answer that question right now. I'm going to show you how you get, like, see your side here? I'm going to touch it right here. You still should have a brush to bring it down. Okay, so there was a question or like a remark that said, I can't seem to get concealer pink as smooth as you do. You know what it is? It's your pressure or your angle. So see how this stayed pretty well? The reason why it was easy to work with, it has glitter in it, so it's not going to move that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demo on here what you may be doing. Okay. It's either too much pressure or your angle's not parallel with it, meaning flat with it. Okay. Or both. So we're going to go over that and I'm going to help you out with it. So really you're touching it like if this was a feather, like tickled it like so light. Anything heavier than that, you're going to be in your gel. Okay. So let me flash set this. Okay. Now I'm going to look and see if I need to add. I may add a little more pink here just so it can match my other. I'm going to put a tad bit here, a tad bit here. And let me get my brush that I used. It's so minor, but I'm going to put a little more here. And you could see now where I added, it's going to be even like this one. And it doesn't even have to be fixed like this. You could leave it because I just wanted the height there. Okay, let's flash this so it doesn't move. Okay, so I got a final cure these, but I want to show you on this one. Let me show you on a full one real quick because then I'll have more room. Because typically it starts happening not at the cuticle, it typically starts happening dipping right here where you get all that high-low parts. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways. I'll probably wipe it off a few times. This will be very beneficial. You file this around. I'm out of camera because I don't want to get dust on my, I don't want to totally get a new paper right here, a little table towel, whatever I'm calling stuff right now, table towel. It is. Okay. So I'm going to prep it really quick on the side, just holding it like this and prep it because I don't want dust. I'm just going to kind of put a little grooves in it. Why I'm doing this is I want my gel to grip like it would if it were prepped on somebody you're working on. If it's on Sally and not prepped, her gel jams really, really fast, like a lot faster than it would on a nail we would texture. Okay, I'm gonna dust her off. Let's press her in. Such a good question. I love this question. Well, back in like the 90s, when you did gel, you'd put it on, it would be running. They typically only had like worked with the runny gel, and they'd go like this. And then they'd say, okay, go like this, go like this. And look at all the time that's passing. Okay, come up. Okay, go under. So all that time when you get it on and you're going like this, you're trying to get it to draw downward to give you that arch that we're building. These days, and I'm not saying if you do that, there's people who still teach like that. I see it. I watch videos myself. Um, I'm against the clock. I'm a success nail tech. I don't want to sit there and wait for my client to be like this and me just sit there like, and then I noticed when I learned that way, all my arches would be in different spots because they may go like this, they may go like this, and they might be kind of like this. So all your arches in a different spot. At least this way you have a visual to see where it's at. Now, I have done that with build if it's really hot because say I put a lot and it's going faster on my first nail I do and it's jamming. I might wipe the sides, go under for a sec, and then have her just go under. I know it's gonna be wonky, but it won't be in her cuticles. Then I'll come back and fix it. That's probably the only time I would do it. I am not dissing people who do that. If you like to do that, that's fine. But if you're taking too long with nails or you're wanting to shave off time, I'm not going to teach you that way. There's multiple ways. I know I have showed that way in the past. I feel like Greg does sometimes. And it's just it's good he does because it gears to everybody. And if you love doing it that way, that's just great. So, okay, so I'm going to show you top view, okay? Choppy with a quick side view, and then I'm going to wipe it off and show you how you're working sideways with it, what's causing it, okay? So I'm going to kind of show you on my finger really quick. Okay. So I'm going to get some gel. Now watch when I set the gel down. See how, let me set it up. See how my brush is on top of my gel here? It's not in my gel. This is too heavy-handed. This is how you work your product. So even if I want to bring it down, look at this light as a feather touch. Light, light, bring it down. Light as a feather. The minute you go, okay. And also you start swooping it and you go like this. You're coming up with it. Kind of like when you get rings of fire with the e-file. That's what people are doing a lot when they're bringing it down. When you change your movement like that, you have to make sure you're making that movement without this movement. You're making it, okay, sorry. It's instead of making, I'll go to further, is that better? Instead of going down like this and up, down and up like this, I want you to ride on top of it and bring it down. See how smooth that is? Okay, that's one example. Let me wipe this off real quick. But you see how it's still smooth? Because I didn't dip it. If you like this, let me know by smashing the like button. All these tips are amazing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it from here, and I'm going to show you right when you start making this mistake. And you could agree with me or not. If not, correct me and I could show a different way. But I've taught for years, and this is what I typically see. Everybody starts off really well because you have a lot of product on there. You kind of anchor it down, you come here, then you circle it, or you could do this. You could pivot, push, 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 push. Which one's tighter? This is because it whips it in, okay? But that's my personal opinion. Both ways are accurate, okay? So then what happens is you start coming down, and then right here, you're like, oh, I'm running out of product. Why are you running out of product and why is it pivot? Look at my angle. You are now carving it out. You are not parallel like you were when you were anchoring it down. Okay, so another thing will eliminate that is if, let me wipe this off really quick. And you could rewatch this. So you could go back to this part and rewatch it. If you're learning this, you'll probably watch it 3 times and never watch it again because it'll become a habit. So I'm going to show you what I want you to do with my movement before I even pick up my product. Okay. So I pick up my product. I automatically, here I can't see the view. I have to come here so I could see her cuticle, right? So here I'm going to get it where I want. And typically I stop in the same spot here as I go around and stop at that same spot. That's setting you up for a smile line too in the future if you want to. Some people will stop here and then stop way up here and then the product's running faster here and not the same flow here. That is a huge tip right there. Now movement to not get little pivots. Put it down, round, round, bring it down. Right here, this left hand better bring this flatter. So let me show you from the side. So view, I'm perfect here, perfect here, perfect here. My brush needs to, I could bring it down. Once I bring her up, she's parallel with my brush. Voila, so good. Now you can move the product wherever you want to move it and you're flat with the brush. All you're doing is pivoting it like this. Remember, with your fingers, you're pivoting the brush and the product is on one side. Again, if you're down like this and you catch yourself doing that, you are in your product. Two, you're heavy-handed. Check yourself. Are you heavy-handed? Is your angle right? Are you parallel with the nail? So now let's do this application again, okay? So I'm going to come in right here, pick up my product. Let's come right here. See how you could see my cuticle area? Do baby circles here, baby circles there. See how I stop in the same spot? I'm kind of left with a horseshoe. Here, I'm going to bring it down. Now her finger's coming flat. Now watch. Going to stay so, like almost perfect looking, okay? If I'm running out of product, I'm going to come here and break away. I'm going to get a little bit more. Now, if I start here, watch what happens. You're going to have that little pivot. So I want you to start behind it, circle it with a very light touch, and then connect it. So you eliminate that little divot in the nail, okay? Makes sense? I mean, honestly, it doesn't, it's a great explanation because it makes sense when you have a visual. I think it does. I teach how I learn. Not everybody may learn how I do, but I'm more visual. I have to see the angles. I have to see what, then it clicks. So check out my application. Almost don't have to file, right? So I am going to cure her fingernails for 60 seconds. Okay, and I'm going to have time to look at my phone and I'm going to see who's on here. 60 seconds. If I could see if Aileen definitely not getting enough product. It's probably my issues. Hold on, phone's kind of high. And then going back over it. Yes, exactly. I'll try circling it. Thank you so much. Honestly, circling is like whipping it around and you're watching. Let me give you a tip really quick. So when you're here, once I have my brush right, I know my angle of my brush and I know it has to pivot. So what I do is I start looking at, okay, it's too far. It's too, okay, let me try it again. Is that okay right there? Okay. So once I have it here, I quit looking at my brush. I look at my cuticle area and my brush will naturally put it close to the cuticle. It's just like, and I'll do the same. It's just like when you're driving a car, you're not looking in front of the car right here where it ends, like right at the end of the front of the car, you're going to wreck yourself. Well, you wreck yourself with gel when you're looking at your brush or your e-file bit instead of looking at the actual nail. Your hand will naturally go where it needs to go once you have your right positions and angles. Does that make sense? Okay, thank you guys for loving this. Help me get to, did I say 150? How many did I say I wanted? 125? Well, I need to upsell my clients, so I need 150, please. No, I'm cool. I'm just messing with you guys. All right. So what I'm going to do now is put my brushes and close all my caps. This is my concealer pink and my blush, my base. Oh, I never used base in that one. I already put it away. Before I e-file, I always put all my stuff away. Usually I do it while they're under the light. This is a speed technique. This is also a clean technique. So you will always have a clean station you're working on, okay? And organized. How many of you, when you're doing art and different art styles and all these different colors, you have all this stuff everywhere and then you're stuck like this and you're like, oh my God, and where did I put this? For me, it's too hard for me to work. When you watch me work, and some of you on here have, my station is clean 99.9% of the time. Okay. You always see. Okay. So now these are basics, but honestly, you guys, those of you who have been in the industry a long time, did it ring a bell? Did it kind of, oh, aha, you're right. So hopefully it helped. And just a reminder, let me drink some water. Man, I drink a lot of water today. It's so delicious. Okay, let me wipe off the sticky residue with swipe. Now, really what makes you a successful nail tech is your fundamentals. And I call it back to basics. Basics seems boring, right? Basics is what makes you money. This is your fundamental and your basic stuff to it. This is what's important. Once you get this down, you can do all the fun things. Okay, so work on that. And honestly, just rewatch the video. Rewatch it, pause it, do it, unpause it, watch it, pause it, do it. Honestly, just like when you come train with me here, I allow you guys to record your entire class. You just need to make sure you have enough room on your phone. If you don't, I record key parts for you. I'm constantly putting lotion on my hands. I record key parts for you so that there you could refer back to them And you'll look at that video literally 3 or 4 times, and you'll never look at it again. But if you don't have something to refer back to, and now you have a video to refer back to, you have multiple on multiple channels, I'm sure. Pick the ones you like, nail it, get it down. I say if you practice it like for 30 minutes, you will have it by 30 minutes. The next day, if you do it again, it's going to be faster and faster. If you wait a whole week to practice again, you're going to struggle. Habits form and structures form by doing it on a daily basis. Okay. Now, I usually go straight into filing at this, but I'm going to go ahead and do my 4-point filing, 5-point filing on Square. Now, this is the overlay, so I might as well go ahead and do an over. I showed you an overlay right now. Hey, I showed you something extra. I didn't even know I was going to show you. Ah, okay, Sally. I just didn't put her in far enough. So I might as well file her. This one I'll do traditional square, and the other one I'll do a taper square. Okay, so I could show you the differences of what it makes the nail look like. Okay, so I did 3 points. Now I'll come here and make sure it's straight. Usually overlay is pretty much already there for you. It's when you form, you start to want to go like this. And what this does is not your sidewall. Everybody does that when you're learning. I used to do this too. You have to come straight on your side like this to get that. See how fast I got it off? If I would have came this way, like if your nail looks wide, bring it in this way before bringing it in this way, because I guarantee you it's your hang on the side that's making it look high. Okay, so I'll come here. I usually go back and forth till I like it. If I want to taper it a little more, I'll come in back and forth till I like it. Do you see how I use my thumb, finger? It anchors my client's nail so she's not sore. Okay, now Sally works her way out sometimes when you file, so kind of have to hold on to her finger sometimes. Okay, now this one, I'll come in here. It's probably easier to come in straight like this than this way. I know how to angle it, but this way you'll never get it right if you don't get used to it this way. It'll always be a little uneven. Okay, now let's check out this side. Now she's got skin there, but you could see what's hanging right here. So you want it to be even with it. So I'll come right here until I meet that corner. And now it's straight. See my straight wall? Now I'll come here. Now you could see the shape of her nail, how it's going to be. Okay, so you kind of get a visual of what you want. So come here. Now I don't recommend going straight into the e-file if you're just getting your shape down. If you're getting your shape down, your e-file skills may not be where they are yet. I feel like shaping is your last thing you get. And I don't care if you've done nails 20 years and you haven't really nailed your shape. If you finally nail your shape to where it's tight consistently, oh my gosh, like your whole nails transform. Like the littlest thing by going like this, oh, that looks great. Like just bringing in the low part, every angle makes a difference. So do you see the blue part of my file when I'm filing here? You don't see it disappear. I don't start here and then come under. How do I know I'm not keeping this straight? So if you do it like precise, it's gonna come out even on every nail, okay? Now this, I'm just gonna make sure it's even on both sides, and now I'm gonna go into e-filing. So I'm gonna use my young nails one today. I might be blurry. Is it possible in the future? Yes, I could show you the perfect C curve. Um, on a longer nail, you could see it more on Sally. It's harder on the training hand to show you the perfect C curve. My nails aren't really long, but I do have the C curve in them. Like I do have, like you could kind of see how how it's concave. This is just minor. I like a wicked C curve. I'll post it, but still it's not the demo of it, of what a C curve should look like. Like, look at the side view of my nails right here. See how you could see it go up and in, up and in, up and in, like you could actually, and this is my hard hand, but still you could still see it. When you hold it like this, you could kind of see like that little divot coming in. It doesn't look flat. But yes, I could demo that. Absolutely. It's possible. I will do it. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my X cut. You would use I I could use both of them. You use them the same way. The only difference is this helps you e-file with confidence, so you're not getting the cuticle. This one is the same thing. It's just a little longer and has an edge, and it allows you to come up on your sides. I already took care of my sides, so I'll use them both, okay? And that way you could see. I'll do this one first, my safety bit. Okay, turn this on. Is that going to be blurry right there, or is that okay? First, let me show you what I'm doing. Do you see how I put this sideways? That allows me to relax here and do her nail very comfortable. When I'm like this, it makes me do this because I'm not comfortable or I'm way over here and awkward. I recommend go sideways so you have this part where you can naturally come in and you just kick it on there. It's very, very comfortable. Okay. So I'm going to come in. Let me put this on 12,000 RPMs. And I'm going to hold on. I got to clean my glasses. I accidentally touched it. Let me get something. Sorry, guys. Let me clean it because I have like a little smudge right in the middle, right where my eyeball needs to be. Wearing glasses. Why? We all end up with them eventually. Even after eye surgery, you could still wear as you get older. Okay, so let me get a little closer. Okay. So I'm going to start here. See how I move her here? Because I could see where I'm going, right? If I start here and I come here, how do I know where I'm hitting and how much I'm taking off? You don't. You have to see what you're filing, okay? So make sure you do not have a heavy hand. Remember, this is turning 12,000 times a minute. So it's going to do the work for you. You just need to put it in the right angles. So I like to come right here. See how I point her finger down? Now I'm going to start here. And as I come around, I'm just going to do the movement and show you. As I come around, look how her finger comes straight. And as I come around here, it's moving her here. So she started here and then she's here, and then she's here. See what I'm talking about? Angles? Angles are everything. If your left hand can't help your right hand, it's going to make it very difficult for you to get that tight shape every time. And you're going to constantly be working at it. I'm telling you, if you're struggling with this, you refer back to this video as many times as you need, it will click. Press pause and do it with me. Okay. So I'll come here. Now I secure my cuticle area. Now it may look like I'm up and down on it. Look at my product right here. I'm flat on my product. So parallel on your product. So if you're looking at it from this view, it looks like I'm carving it out. I'm not. I am going with the shape of the nail. Okay, does that make sense? Hold on, I'm going to drink a little more water. I better not put that there. Okay, so let's go for it, ladies and gentlemen. So I pointed downward so I could see. I'm just going to set it on there and let it do the work. Set it on there with like a featherweight pressure. So see that already? Okay, so I'm going to come in again. Now you could literally touch this with your skin. As you're filing, if it touches there, it's not going to burn your client unless you're putting pressure up against it and holding there, and it's going to cause friction. I recommend it going close to it like this while you're doing. I just don't want to touch my nail because I don't want to mess it up. But this angle right here, right where the threads are, you want your threads to touch right where you need to file. Okay, and this is with the safety bit. So watch. See that right there? It touches her skin a little, but it's not going to burn her. Okay. I would tell them, my bit is going to touch your skin like this. It's not going to burn you. I just want to get it to the thread so where it goes, so it'll go really tight and it will happen maybe around your cuticle or your sidewalls. Don't be afraid. Okay. Don't worry. I'm a professional. That's what you tell 'em. I am using the safety course bit. It is a carbide bit by Young Nails. There's many companies that reformulate this bit. It is not the same. And I'm somebody that will use other stuff sometimes if I want to use it and put it in the middle of my stuff. But I'm telling you right now, this is my personal opinion. And I think a lot of yours, Young Nails bits are the SHI star. They're amazing. They're so good. Okay. I feel like Erica's are nice too. They just don't stay sharp as long for me. So that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Okay. So once I have this secure, see how tight it is? I have my thickness, right? Now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here because this is the view I see here. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going really slow because I want to for you to see my angles. Because remember, doing nails is angled. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I start here. Okay, see my hand? My wrist is still straight. You never see my wrist like this. If you're doing this little motion here, it already hurts me. You're never going to get this down. You want this to be straight. You could lift your finger up and move her. And Sally's hard to move, but a person's a lot easier. But do you see how straight it is? So when I come here, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. But I'm kind of moving this way because I'm moving her and moving in. Okay. Once I get to this position, I could see the side of the nail. That's my view. Okay. So let me get closer to you so you could see. If that's my view, I am going to file on top of it towards me. You can follow through, but you never want to disappear, not even this much. You want to ride on top of it. Okay. What you're going to end up is thicker sides, but what you're doing now is creating the arch you want. Then when you look at it this way down the barrel, it might get a little blurry here. You'll see what's thicker and you'll bring it in this way. Okay. So this is called the I formation. I formation did not make any sense to me. I did not see the letter I. I'm going to explain to you the I. It's the long part of the I. Here's the top part of the I and the bottom part of the I. So the first thing I do, personally, I do is the top part of the I to taper everything in. This helps me see how much I need to take down. See my bulkiness? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go down the long part of the I. I like to not just go straight with it. I like to follow through with it because I get done faster with my e-filing. So I'll come here. I'm still flat with it. I'm zone one, going back and forth and never staying in the same spot. When I like my arch, see how it came down? You saw it earlier. Now, what I like to do, you see some people keep going all the way to zone three. I go faster and my shape comes in faster if I start at, let me kind of get my little tip here. If I start at zone three and bring it up to where I stopped, okay? So zone three of the nail touches the back end of zone three of your bit. So see it already going into play? You could have took off too much there by carrying it down. This tip helped me so much when I started doing this. Well, no one told me to do this. I just started doing it because it was faster for me. I could see how high my arch was. And once I meet it there, I could tell if my arch is too high. Then I could go back through two and one to bring it back down again. Does this make sense? Okay, so I go three to two. See, I have my arch in very nice. But when I look at my nail this way, look how wide it is. Let me try to get Sally right and see how wide it is right here. Now, if I have my arch perfect right here, am I going to come file right here again? No, because it's perfect. You're going to make it too flat. I'm going to bring my sides in like this. And again, no pressure, just angles. See how I'm straight up and down? That is zone one. Then I start rounding it off. That's what our nails do. You need to get it straight up and down here, and then you start rounding it up. Okay. So bring it straight to two. Do not touch the part of your two right here. Now I'm going to go straight with three. Go up to 2. I like to come right here and make my nail this thin. My free edge is always this thin when I do a square nail. That is not your strength. That is super sexy, and you could pick up any coin or any card you drop or a business card even. Okay, it makes the nail look really nice. Look at the side. It makes it look a little more real, right? So at this point, I'm like, I think I'm looking at every angle. I actually really like the shape of my nail. I'm covering up the negative space there so you can see the shape. So I really maybe a little bit there and I'm done. Okay. So I'm going to go a little faster on this one, but I'm going to do the same moves and I'm going to switch my bit for the same shape. Okay. So I'm going to do the same exact with this. You'll just see my tip. I cannot, the only thing that's different, let me dust it off so you can see really quick. Because this dust extractor, everything sucks down. So your hands and your client's hands are going to be full of dust, but you're not going to breathe it up and it's not going to go anywhere else. So the only thing I'm not going to do you remember with this bit? I told you you could actually literally, if you touch her a little here on her skin, you'll be fine because the threads are hitting there. You're not putting the threads on her. When I say the threads, it's the part that has grip on it right there. Let me clean it for you. You'll see it a lot better. See this right here? It's this part. If you touch her right here with this, you are going to be blood sisters. You are going to cut her. It then becomes a carving bit. So this is the point where you get your angle in. When you're in your right angle, then you look at the cuticle and this will come into play naturally, okay? So let me go ahead and start this. I'm going to use 12,000 RPMs. I'm going to do the same exact thing I just did. If you're liking this, please let me know. My goal is 125 today likes. I am working overtime, but I'm loving it. I love it. I love sharing with you guys. You keep me wanting to come back for more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come right here and I'm doing the same thing. My left hand is helping my right hand, but you have to pay attention where the threads are. Do you see how it made it really tight right away? So I did the same thing. You just have to be mindful of the corner. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. No pressure. Just go back and forth with it. It's shaking it off for me. Matter of fact, I don't even have a death grip on her here. My clients like don't, as soon as you're going to grip her hard and you're going in hard, they're going to tighten up and the fingers are going to tighten up. So if you don't have to grip her because you're just letting the bit, you're just guiding her, it's going to make your clients relax more as well. Also, tell them not to look at what you're doing. Look at their phone or look at something else because that helps them relax as well too. So now I'm in the same position as I was with this one. See this here? This one has a little more of a C curve already because it's a form. This was an overlay. I had to give it the illusion of a C curve, and it's never going to be quite as much as here because her natural nail's there. Okay, note to self. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here and I'm almost done. I just have to touch it very little, and I'm pretty much done. Okay. I love nails this shape. I fly through my clients when I do shorter nails. It's a lot less work. Okay. Okay. Your bits, what should you use to keep your bits unclogged? I use onto the next. No, this says manicure cleanser. Well, this is not manicure cleanser. I didn't realize I put it in. That's hilarious. This is on to the next. I had an empty bottle and I needed to travel with it. So I just put my on to the next. It's a polish remover from Young Nails. It's pure acetone. If you use acrylic, it'll melt it out right away. I also put sanitation in it as well. I didn't even realize I pulled the manicure cleanser, but don't think this is manicure cleanser because manicure cleanser is purple. This is acetone. Okay. So what I do is I put it in a dish and I pour it in there. And if it's clogged, hold on. Where is my little brush? Once I take it out of here, I'll come down like this and take everything off because everything comes off with it. There's no way gel's going to get stuck in here. It just gets white and cloudy. The only way gel's going to get stuck in there is if you touch it. It has wet gel. gel in its truest form, not cured, and your light touches it. And then you have to throw it away because there's nothing that's going to melt off our gel. Okay. So I'm going to go back to this bit because we're going to do this next one. Okay. Same thing applies. 12,000 RPMs. Make sure I'm on the spot you could see everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come in right here. Molly's so loud. She go, what? Now I was a lot higher on this one. See that? So I'll come down here, back and forth till I take that down some. So let me show you something. See that hard part? I went from here to zone 2. I'm going to go from here and meet this to here. Then that way I will thin this out. See my shape come in? Try that from cuticle to here, 3 to 2. It's a lot easier to get your arch in. If it's a little thicker still, I'll come back and thin it out. I think it could come a little thinner. I like that right there. I think it looks nice. So now what I'm going to do is look down the barrel. Let me show you what it looks like. See, it's thicker here because I never came back here. It's a little thinner here because I was able to follow through. Let me dust it off so you could see it a little more. I only use this when I train with Sally. If I dust off my client's hand, I use this typically. Okay. Actually, all the time I do it because it won't hold on to any oils or anything like that. Okay. Yep, you could do the eraser with a bit too. I feel like it would dull mine sometimes, so I like the solution that melts it off, but they both are accurate and they both work. So that's a perfect example. Perfect example that both of them work, right? It's just whatever one you want to do. And acrylic, that really after, if you clean it like that, it comes out really good with an eraser. I recommend for sure for acrylic, but not gel. You really don't need it like that with gel. Okay. So I just checked myself. That looks pretty good. Okay. Let's say I want to bring it in a little. So look at what I'm doing. I open my palm. I rest on my open fingers. A lot of people want to do this. I'm going to hit my fingernails and I'm going to try to get in here. I don't even have enough room. So you have to open your palm, come here, and you have all the room you could do to shape your nail. Here, I tightened it up. Okay, next one, let's go to X cut. X cut, I always bring it out a little. Now let's come here. Notice how her hand's pointing to my right side. It's because I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, it's going to be the opposite side. If you're filing straight like this, I'm going to give you an example really quick. You're definitely going to be like this. And you're never going to get the overhand grip down because you're like this and you're going to hurt yourself right here and get carpal tunnel probably within 6 months. Or you won't be even making it 6 months. It'll hurt so bad there. So you always want to point it towards the hand you're filing with. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is same thing. Point her down so I can see where I'm going to file. In zone 1, go back to 2 and 1. Now I'm going back to 1, go back to 2. Now I'm going to do it till I think it looks good. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. Okay, so I'm going to go 3 to 2, 3 again to 2 because it was thick. Okay, I'm going to compare it to my neighbor because they got to be sisters. Okay, so they're 2 different colors though. So I'm going to come right here. That was zone 1. Okay, I go back and what's my e-file on? 12,000 RPMs. I'll show you really quick. I just moved to 11 when I picked it up. It's 12,000 RPM. Okay. faster than that, it's gonna take off a lot more. Acrylic, I could use like 13, 14. Some people will use it up to 16. It's fine. It's whatever you're comfortable with. But I feel like 12 is the perfect amount for gel because it's easier to shape if you want to use your e-file to shape the entire part of your nail. Eric goes a little faster than me. Maybe what do you go with? Like 13, 14? But you do great with it. You go faster than me? Oh shit, he goes 15, 16 with gel. See? That works for him. I'm like, oh, but he also uses the safety bit that fast. I like to come in precise right here with this. I use this, I prefer this, but he does just as good nails. It just depends on what you like to use. That's why I'm showing you both of them. But yeah, I typically work 12 with a sharp astro bit. Like I don't use dull bits. Not you don't either. Okay. So hold on. Why did I take it off? I'm going to shape my tip. Please hold. I was ready for my next maneuver. We are almost done here. I want to show you some new colors too, and they're going to be nude colors. So they have to match, right? This one's a little more tapered than this one. So if you're going to match it, you're going to come right here. People ask, how does she do that? And it doesn't bounce because I am not putting any pressure. Okay, the minute you put pressure, if you come up this way and try, I don't know, it's gonna go like bounce off or go backwards, but you could come in and lightly touch it and let it shave it off for you. Do you see how I'm pointing it downwards so I could see? I'm not coming in like this. I can't see what I'm doing here or sideways. My nail's always going to be like more in on this side and not as much on this side. Okay, all these little angles and shifts are going to make you a much faster and much better nail tech as far as your shape. Not that you're not a good nail tech already. We just spend our time on here to inspire each other and to pick up a couple extra skills or find out what color somebody's going to use and see if I want it or not. So now I'm going to go into my 150 and I'm going to turn this down to 9,000 RPMs. And I'm going to do no pressure, just guide. And this is going to go ahead and finish shaping it. That's pretty perfect, so I don't have to do much. But let me show you. It just takes off enough to where it fine tunes it, and I hardly have to hand file. And sometimes I don't even go over the whole thing because it's pretty tight and it doesn't need it. See how there's negative space there? Why would I go over that if I don't need to take anything off? So I'll come right here. Here I want to take off a little more. It's a little fat there. All right, shorter nails, I don't have as much filing as I usually do. Whoops. There's the my side. It's hard to do the maneuvers I usually do on Sally than I do on a person, or I do on a person on Sally. I said backwards. Okay, that was a lot better. So this one was a little thicker. Okay, let me get rid of this. And I'm going to hand file a tad bit. How are you, all of you doing? Staying with me? Okay. Now I'm just going to make sure my shape is tight and really on point. So I check it with all my 5 points. It looks pretty good. Now I'm going to make sure my really thin on the sides in the cuticle area and on the free edge. Now I'm just dragging the file over it. I'm not pushing hard every time. Okay. Then out. Make sure it's straight. Make sure it's straight. Let's taper it in a little more. So I'm putting pressure on the free edge and going up. See that? I'm putting pressure here first and following up, not on the whole entire nail. So I put it on the free edge because I'm tapering it a little different than this one. See the difference? I'm going to do a little bit more taper here. I forgot I was tapering it, or I would have done more with my e-file, but it's sometimes faster to do it this way if you feel more comfortable with your hand file. Okay. Now I'm going to get my 4-point filing, get this straight here, come right here. You see how much I use on my file? I see a lot of people do this. They'll be there all day and your shape's never going to come in right. You have to utilize the whole file. You'll get there faster and it'll come out a lot straighter and a lot more precise. Alrighty. Around the cuticle. Okay. Get my side. Get my side here. Now, what I'm doing here is making sure it's even with it. So I'll file till it comes in here. Until it was a little lower. Till it lays completely like this on the nail. See this? Even on each side. Okay. Thank you all for hanging in here and watching this. This is just basics but essentials, right? Fine tuning your shape if you're struggling with them all looking alike. Some of the angles I was able to show you were phenomenal angles you could go back to remind yourself if you're applying your product and you see those dips, you know it's your brush digging it out. You have to flatten your finger to keep it parallel with the nail when you apply. That is huge. Even when I file the cuticle area, I kind of anchor her here. When I file the free edge, I bring her hand up. Okay, I'm not down here trying to file it. It's awkward. I bring her up and file it. Cuticle area, I bring her, my left hand brings it down. Okay, now we're going to do client profile. And I favor a side always. Always, always. Okay, so this is my more 80s traditional square. So see how I hold her here and I go straight. Here, I hold her here, I go straight. And I smooth it all out, smooth her cuticle out. And I'm not really even putting pressure here. I'm just guiding it so it looks really, really straight and square. I'm so sorry if I was off camera. Okay, this one's a little more taper, so I'll come right here. Come right here. So I'll go back and forth with it till I like it. I go around the. I am 2 likes away from 125. I'm gonna sleep amazing tonight if I get 125. Who's gonna be my lucky person, my 2 lucky people today to like it? Let me know. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. What? Someone liked on 2 devices. I love you guys. She's like, I got you, MJ. I got you. Please coming back. I'll come back, you guys. I just like to make goals. I always challenge myself to stuff. One more. We got it? How come mine says 124? It says 125 now. Your computer's faster than my phone right now. Okay, so check out my shape, you guys. See how this is coming in? So the tapered square. Okay, this right here. Now let me get there. I'm gonna come right here. Now this part could be challenging to get to with your angles as well. Let's see if you get here. Move her finger here if you have to, so it's easier to come and you're not coming way over like this. You could move your clients move very easy. Sally, you're like, move over, girl. Thank goodness I'm not working on Sally all day because my income would be probably a quarter less or probably a 40% less. I'd be like, listen, Sally, I gotta reschedule you to never. No, I'm just kidding. This is a great practicing tool, but there's some things you need to do on a person. All right, so let's compare her. These are cute. Okay, so now square versus almonds, right? Let me get rid of this dusty little thing here. Also, these are from Gemini Cosmetics. I love them. The back end is silky, so nothing will go through them. You could literally spill your whole monomer on it and it will not go through. Here is more absorption. I like this on the bottom of a Young Nails one. The Young Nails ones are great for acrylic. Okay. I like that because you have the protection with that, but you have the grip to wipe your brush. I do primarily gel, so I love these ones and like the honeycomb looking one. Okay. Now let's check this out. Let's dust you off, Sally. You're lucky you have four nails on today. Sometimes I'll even go underneath, especially dust gets under there. Okay. Is the Young Nails hand different from the Amazon hand? 100% different, girl. Don't even waste your money. They do not stay stuck in. It's too hard of this is rubber, it's more harder plastic and they pop out when you file. Ask somebody on here that has one. I someone brought one to train with me just to see and she's like, they won't stay in. Could you show me how? And I'm like, they're not gonna stay in. So sad. So you might as well just get that brand. It's made in London. They do a great job. So it works really, really well. Now, I'm going to show you something really quick. Sally has a really big hand, right? And say somebody says, my hands are just so big and I just want them to look dainty. And they usually say, like, I don't think I have dainty fingers, but I do have skinny fingers. So I wear really long nails. They look really, really dainty. It's because the shape I wear. So look at the square, looks great. But look at this. Look at how elegant and kind of elongated. So it's like if you wear jeans with high heels, you're gonna look, let me go this way. You're gonna look a lot more taller and thinner, right? So if somebody has a wide nail bed, let's compare these two and or taper the square. So let's compare these two. See how this already tapers her? It makes her finger look smaller. Check out these compare to the squares. Let's go back this way. It just gives it like a little bit more of that length. They all look good, but if they're wanting that slender look, taper it in if they want square, or and do a different shape. So I'm going to show you. I think I have four new colors. So I'm going to show you the four new nudes I have. Oh, I'm going to do one more thing. Please hold. Please hold. It's going to make a huge difference on Sally and a person. I always do this after I finish file. Okay. Trust me, you're going to see your shape elevate. Put it on 5,000. Now look really close. Don't put pressure, just glide it, and it's going to keep it really, all the product very, very perfect. See this? I'm telling you, it's just the finished touch. Sometimes your file can't get in there. Sometimes you may fill a spot and you'll go there a minute. You're like, oh, there's a thick spot there. What would happen? Sometimes when you gel polish and you're polishing and it like goes in, you like wipe it off and you try to get back there again, it goes in. I guarantee you, if you use this, that will not happen again. Okay. It will not happen. It helps you with a flawless cuticle polish. Looks so good. Yes, all this takes extra time, but you need to factor that in your cost. I recommend you factoring in your cost and not upselling them on cuticle work. That is your name walking out the door. If you work for yourself, you could do that. So if they ask why your sets are more, pull out all your certificates and all your hours watched on YouTube and the extra things you do that you don't charge for, it's included in the cost. Did you guys watch my pricing video? So funny. I never go back and really watch mine, but I saw Eric cracking up and he was cracking up. I get we crack each other up, I guess. He's like, I think it's funny. There's a little humor in it. I watched it and I cracked up too. We're actually kind of funny. I don't really realize because I obviously don't watch us. But you're funny, babe. I'll keep you. Okay, so let me show you the new colors. These are Gotti, Gotti nails, it's called. Now, there's four colors. So this one is Movie Nut. How cute. Number 114. Let me pull it out. 114. That's that color right there. It's kind of like a little sheen to it. Super pretty. This one here is called Finding Myself. It's number 108. Here's number 108. It has a slight peachy color. I haven't used these yet. They're brand new. You're going to use them with see them today for the first time with me. So this one is called Put It in Drive. Ooh, it's almost like put it in neutral, OPI kind of. This is so popular with my clients. I can't even right now. I wonder if there's like baby take a bow or something. Break my soul. That looks like kind of like baby take a bow. Just a little more lavender. So those, let me put these all here. These are the four colors. So what I'll do is I'll do them in order. I'll do these and these, and I'll keep these in order so I could refer back to them. You guys ready? So first I'm going to use Break My Soul. That's a cute name. It's kind of sad. Please don't break my soul. Okay. So what I like to do sometimes, I never know if they have really deep sidewalls or whatever. I like to put a tad right there. And I like to get my, hold on, I didn't take it out because I wasn't doing art, but I use it for polish all the time. And I have a lot of these brushes. I know Gemini Cosmetics has one with caps and very cool brushes. I probably should get some more from them. This one's my Young Nails one from a kit. I think they still may sell it, but a long striping brush. Okay, so if you want to get in that side, you just get the color and you just kind of swipe it down, and it makes it perfecto. Thank you guys for getting me to my goal. I love you more and more every day, my Young Nails tribe. So what I'm going to do is come here, then put pressure at my cuticle, wiping off the excess. So let me show you what I'm doing. I keep going back because you kind of have to figure out the brush, and every brush is different. This brush would be amazing for long nails. Look how long it is. You would literally be able to go through a whole nail. So it's my first time really using it. So getting used to, I've used a couple colors. I love this color. Stop it right now. Oh, sorry. I keep hitting my head to the camera, so it's bouncing. Okay, so check this out right here. See how I could get it in the corner? I'm going to come right here, and I am going to come here and just get it in. Boom, perfecto. Come in here. This is the speed technique too. And some of my clients just like one coat. So I try to perfect my first coat, then my second coat is very easy. Okay. That looks pretty good. That's beautiful. I can't wait to use these on my clients. This one is movie nut. How many of you guys are movie nuts? I like movies, but I gotta go a matinee or Eric and I are gonna fall asleep. It's not gonna work out for us. Okay. Oh, this one I think is super sexy. It looks like silky satin. I'm gonna get all this first. Now I'm gonna wipe off some off my brush because there is too much. Okay. Now I'm going to come up here, put pressure, etch my way up, bring it down, etch my way up, bring it down, take off a little bit more. There's too much. You got to pay attention. There's an art to polishing too. There is an art to polishing. Sally's a little more harder to get to my sides. I think it's just because her plastic or rubber. Oops. Okay, so critique the brush. I like the brush for a longer nail, but I kind of fat at the tip. So I have to come in and do this, but honestly, the price point of these, ooh, I think they're like 8.99 or $9. They are very affordable, and look at the quality of it. If I'm quoting wrong, I don't own Gemini Cosmetics and I don't work for them. So I'm just in partnership with them. I should have got the price, but I know the price point I was really impressed with. I forget what I pay for stuff, 'cause I have earned my discounts for sure in the industry. Oh my god, I love this color. Oh, okay. My next one is put it in drive. It's gonna be like put it in neutral. I'm in love. This is more pink for put it in dry. It's a little more pink, not that's okay though. I love this color too. Oh, that one looks more like put it in neutral. And I personally, the only OPI colors I like are those colors and the only ones that polish good, but try to polish white with OPI. Good luck. And they're cream colors. You take your time. Look how nice my shape is still. You take your time getting your shape in, and then you put a polish on and it's all bulky. I can't. I can't handle it. I'm about shape. And if I'm going to take my time shaping like we did, hold on, I got a little carried away. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's come right here. I'm just going to go over it and smooth it out. Oh, look at, I'm able to do multiple. These are beautiful. One more. This one is finding myself. I'm always finding new things and bettering myself. Trying to, anyways, making my life a little more exciting. This is pretty. This is slightly peach. This is gorgeous. I will be wearing every one of these colors. I'm a nude freak. I changed my nails to sheer white today. Will you grab the color chart for me? It is that black folder and that delivery box I got because I kind of like his display. I want to share it with you. And the guy who created these, he's such a nice person too and very, very talented. So I think it's very cool. Okay, put on the side right here. Oops, wrong color. Um, there is an art to polishing as well. And that's a compliment I get a lot from my clients. They love watching me polish. It's like I'm almost done. They're relaxing and they're like, it's so satisfying to watch. That's interesting, huh? And it's satisfying to me because I'm almost done. And I can't wait to see the finished look. I love these polishes. Oh, I touched that one. Okay. Well, let's say that happened in real life because it is real life right now, right? That's okay. You got to fix it. Don't cure it. Let's come back in. Got to fix the mess up. I hate when I do that because it always takes more time, but or when my client does it, I hate it even more, but I'm like, "It's okay, I'll fix it." Of course, I'll fix it. I would never not. Ever, ever. Okay. You know what? I think that my clock has been like, "Okay, girl, look at it's my overtime right now." I'm touching everything, stop it. It's okay. That wouldn't happen on a client because after 2 nails, I'd probably have her go under, and then, it's not that it moved, I'm touching it. Your last client of the day. Sally, you are my last client of the day. So I'm going to cure this. I recommend 60 full seconds all at once because it is typically a full cover color. You could do one coat or you could do two. It's completely up to you. Sally hit her nail. These are so pretty. I could go back within a second coat and just see what two coats look like real quick. It'll be a lot faster than the first coat. Completely up to you guys. Well, actually, these are two coats. She says she put two coats on for me, so we'll compare them. They have a little more coverage to the ones I just did. But you know what? These are clear. If you have it back on here, I love these. I think these are going to be my favorite four new colors. I should have pulled them out today. When I was at work, I should have took them to work with me. They were delivered here, but all good. I had a lot of nudes today. I had one high art, really pretty. And normally I have high art all day and one nude. Okay, so let's put our top coat. I'm going to use his top coat. I really like his top coat. I think it's kind of a cool bottle too. Hold on 1 minute. I It's called the non-wipe gel top coat. It's in a gold bottle. That's a okay, let me feel it. It's really not tacky. It's kind of it's non-tack. Okay. So if it's non-tack, I'm not going to put the top coat on all of them at once. I'm going to do 1 to 2 and then I'll flash set it and then carry on with the others because it's too slick to keep going. So if you find when you're polishing nails that are non-tack or if you use like Go Time, and Go Time has a built-in top coat, but I would never depend on that as long as my clients go, I still would put a top coat. It's going to jam on their nail. I'm going to do one, flash it. Now, why could I flash the top coat and not the color? The color is highly pigmented and it could shrivel. Okay. All these tips, we have to know a lot of things. And people think our nails should be inexpensive. It's like, nope. The more education you learn, the better you get, the more confidence you get to make your worth. Make what you're worth. Okay. That's a really cute color. I'm digging all the colors. What do you guys think? Very cute, huh? I think they are. Nude's been popular for a while now. No, I could get away with two. It's not moving on that. I can't wait to see what this top coat's like. I want to cure it and let's check it out. Now, I usually cure all non-tack 2 minutes. So let's just do that. And that allows me time to clean up and I could chat with you a minute. I could chat with you 2 minutes. So I'm going to put it for, um, oops, 90 seconds. How'd you guys like that? Yay, yay, yay. I thought it was so good. I thought it was fun. I'm excited because I got to check out these colors I've been wanting to check out. So what is it? Put it in drive. I like put it in drive. Finding myself, a very cute name. Movie nut. And the pinky was break my soul. Usually I could like keep them in my head, but I can't retain any more of new information today. I'm gonna clock out in just a little bit. That's a really cute. And these are the colors. So it's almost done. I have 39 more seconds. Do you guys have any questions? I'm checking this out right now. Let's see. Yes, if you go through Gemini, it's the spring summer collection, 16 colors for 135, and those are part of their collection. Wow, Rebecca. Rebecca, she shops there all the time because she works by there. Thank you, Rebecca. That you guys, where are you going to get that many colors for that price? 135 for 16 colors. Guess what I'm doing? I'm ordering some more of these for sure. Okay, so let me see the top coat. It looks super dripping wet, glossy. Let me feel it. Oh, silky. You know what it feels like, babe? It feels like the top coat that was discontinued, the stain barrier from Lacoste. But this doesn't say it's a stain barrier, but look at the gloss of this and the price point of this. I'm dying right now. So good. Oh, yes. Sally, you're one lucky broad right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you did. Got a lot of tips and tricks out of it. You could refer back to this video anytime. Honestly, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I love my Vibe Tribe. It's been fun hanging out with you guys these past 3 months. We have a lot more months to go. How about that gem, our month? I can't even talk. Okay, calm down. How about that? Every month I'm doing a gemstone. I'm loving it because that's so my vibe. Did you guys see the garnet one? It was so fun to do. I think this is beautiful too. Just a beautiful, natural, clean Nice looking nail, nice shape, nice color. Your client pays you, she comes back, we're all happy. So thank you all so much. Have a beautiful evening. If you are in America, beautiful evening. If you're someone else, good morning. Wake up and watch this if you're just getting on. I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you on the next one. Actually, do I have one tomorrow? Oh, tomorrow morning we have Twitch at 7:30. Be there, be square. AM. Okay, so we're gonna do it before, like a little earlier, so be there. We are having a giveaway this week. I believe it's on the next one, not tomorrow. So tomorrow we have some really fun topics and stuff. Let's all hang out and chat. And we will see you soon. Good night, my favorite people. Love you guys. Ciao.